Yo, this is WSoul13 bringing you Raid Shadow Legends, and today we're gonna be looking at um, Doom Tower, the new one, the Dark Fey rotation, right? So I'm just gonna go through the teams I talk about in my Doom Tower guide. All right. So here we go. Check it out. All right. So we're gonna go Doom Tower right now. Yeah, we're gonna look at the teams I use to go through the waves and all that. So here, show you right now. So it's the F2P Trinity. It's gonna be Kale, War Maiden, Haikatoon, right? These are interchangeable, right? So if you need more toughness, you put Kale there. Need speed, you put Haikatoon there. Pretty simple. And then we're gonna be running Ninja because, well, everybody has Ninja right now, right? So Ninja is somebody I would level up maybe third in my team, after Kale and War Maiden. I think they're still both better than Ninja. Oh, there's also a good argument for Ninja to be number two, right? But for me, the first one should always be the starter. The reason why is because the starter is still a more efficient campaign farmer than Ninja. Early on, especially without books, right? So it's going to take a while for you to book out Ninja. Scale and War Maiden, you can essentially book out immediately, like very quickly, right after you get them. War Maiden, you just farm out more copies of her, right? So that's the plan, right? So you're thinking, oh, what about Doom Tower? Well, should you or should you not do Doom Tower, right? So in my opinion, if you can get away with it, you should try to do Doom Tower, right? So we already showed you my last video about Doom Tower, Dark Fey rotation, like what to do with the boss fights, okay? So now we're just gonna do the boss fights real quick for everybody, right? So, all right, here we go. Let's do the first one, which is Bomal, the Dreadhorn, right? And the reason why, people think this particular boss fight is crazy, I think is the word. Yeah, crazy is definitely the word. It really is the hardest boss fight they've ever come up with, right? So we're just gonna let's see, we'll probably do A2 here. So we're just gonna A1 through this like wave. Doesn't really matter, you know. Maybe when you're starting off earlier in the game, you're definitely not gonna hit as hard as I'm hitting right now, you know. And this is maybe the reason why a lot of you will be stuck immediately here. And that's perfectly fine, to be honest. If you're stuck here, then, it sucks, but at the same time, there's really not much you can do about it. Because this boss is overtuned. I think everybody agrees with that at this point. And if you can't beat it right now, you just need to get more 60s and better damage gear on your guys. That's literally it. The only way you're gonna get through is with nukes. So your starter, the immediate upgrade there I can think of is Dark Elaine, right? Or Armiger even. Like Armiger could be upgraded with Dark Elaine, so you could do starter Dark Elaine, Ninja, then War Maiden, Haikatoon. So let's see if we can beat this boss, right? So we're gonna drop the defense right here. There's a little bit of RNG involved, even if I'm doing it this way, right? So yeah, we're gonna do the hail burn thingy. See if we can deal some damage. All right, that's great. And then Kale, try to put poisons on. All right, so something like that is really gonna ruin your run. Something like Kale 3 weak hits. Yeah, that kind of messes everything up. So with Haikatoon, the reason why you want her on here is because you want to put the decreased speed on. And we're not worried about these bomb ads right here. These bomb ads I'm not so worried about, because what I really want to do is I want to race with the boss. So, alright, so it looks like it's panning out right now. So yeah, the freeze isn't even that big a deal. And, oh my god, we're getting weak hits, but it's okay. So if that bomb goes off, I think we're dead. I think we're just dead, right? Yeah. So let's see if we can still win this. Yeah, so even with me, I'm kind of having a really hard time, right? So a lot of it is the stuns and can you outrace those bombs, right? And looks like we're dead. We just barely. Ugh, unlucky there, unlucky. Let's try it again. You know, so basically what we're looking for is Kale to land the poisons. That's it, right? So can you do this with the other champs? I think there's a case for something like Aethel because she puts Weaken on, or Dark Elaine because she deals some damage and she has a little bit of a lead on her. Oops, I think I messed it up. Well, let's see. I think I may have messed that up, but let's see. So we're just gonna A1 through, see if we can get some cooldown refreshes. Yeah, I really just want, I honestly really just want Kale to land some poisons. Kale lands some poisons, I think we can win. And maybe Haikatun to land that decreased speed would be great as well. So decreased def, alright, that's fine. We can wait a turn on that one. Okay, we probably want to A1 instead of the star thing, right? So I'm not that worried about the bombs coming out early, like I said. That's not really a main concern for me. So even if I decrease turn meter just like that, I'm not really concerned. What I want to do is I want to deal damage, Alright, something like this. Alright, so we got the burns on. I'm going to try to decrease the... Oh, I should have tried to do the A1 on Haikatun. That was a mistake. Alright, let's see if we can finally get through. Did we? Oh my gosh. Alright, so let's see if it works. Yes, we got it. So yeah, a little bit of RNG. So you can see how you can beat that, right, with your own guys. If you get enough nukes, you combine it with Kale / starter, War Maiden, Ninja, Haikatun even. So if you place Armiger with another nuker, like something that can hit really hard, or I think it's doable, right? Another thing people have been doing is turning off what's that called? Evil Eye. Not something I would recommend in my opinion. If you have to do that to get through stage 10 Balmal, I don't know. I feel like that's not worth it. You're gonna figure out a different way to do it, right? So here we have the old hardest boss in the game, Scarab King. So the team is gonna be Haikatun, and then Valerie is gonna be our shield generator, and then decreased turn meter from Armiger, right? And then Kale and Ninja are gonna be there to deal some deeps, right? So let's see what happens. Okay, it's tough, bros. This is a tough game right here. It's a tough game right here. All right, so I understand why the newer players are probably having a tough time with this. So yeah, we can probably auto through wave 1, like always. You're gonna want a manual, honestly, like after wave 1, just so you can reset all your cooldowns, So really, the only cooldowns that need to be on point are Valerie's and Haikatuns, right? So we're gonna try that. Let's see what happens. We're gonna do some. Let's see what happens. So we're just gonna A1 through this. Oh, I think Kale and Ninja can do their thing. So let's see. Yeah, so definitely Haikatun, you want all her abilities available. Valerie, at least her A2 has to be available. She's gonna be on shield set, so it's not gonna be such a big deal. For Haikatun, you want all her abilities available, honestly, because okay, for Kale doesn't matter. We can use Kale's abilities, no big deal. Armiger, I think you want Armiger's A2 available as well. I'll show you why right when we get to Scarab King. But really, one of the few places that enemy max HP still functions extremely well is against the Scarab King. So if you put Destroy set on your Armiger and you do his A2, you're gonna deal a lot of damage to that Scarab King armor, the decreased HP armor, that we need to get rid of. in order to deal some damage to the Scarab King. So the theme of normal Doom Tower is basically damage racing the boss. You're trying to ignore mechanics as much as you can, but seriously, your goal is to kind of like damage race the boss, right? So and then for Valerie, you're gonna want to use A2 first. It just extends the shield duration, right? And then honestly, you don't really care what you do with Kale and Ninja, because they're not really gonna do anything in this fight as much. It's just clearing the waves for you. So Armiger, you can put that. Rest in peace. The really strong attack for Armiger right there. So what are we looking for here, right? So Armiger's A2 kind of resets, kind of deals a lot of damage. It sets you up really good for the damage race. And then you're looking for Haikatun to land that decreased turn meter. And then you want Armiger to also land his decreased turn meter. There you go. So once you get that rolling, right, you're just going to be watching the shield tickers. Make sure that it doesn't go below the boss, doesn't go to 0, right? So for Haikatun right here, you can save that speed boost, especially if she's running faster than the rest of your team. You can save that speed boost for right now, right when she loses that shield, you know? And then Kale, probably still has shield on, right? Okay. And then, alright, so we got the speed boost. Here we go. Armiger, you want decrease turn meter again. Great. And now we're going to put the shields on again. Right? And then it's just a matter of, honestly, just a matter of getting enough damage through to the boss and staying alive when he does this. Right? So he's going to do that. And now we're kind of in a bind, right? So now it's very possible that we're not going to finish the run, but we'll see. So if you can get Armiger's A2 off often enough, this fight will be an easy fight, right? And there we go. So even if, I think we can auto from here, because yeah, we've gotten his HP low enough, that armor low enough, and we can auto from there. So, yep. Takes a little bit of time, but anybody can do it, honestly. You just need to destroy Saturn Armiger, get the stat thresholds right, you know. Next, Griffin Boss. So Griffin Boss is probably the hardest boss in the game. Before Bomo came out, you know. The only reason why Griffin Boss is a lot more manageable-ish, is because you're fighting him at level 90 in Hard Doom Tower. So the way they set this up right now, I don't know, are you fighting him at 110 in Hard Doom Tower? That seems a little hard, yeah. So we're going to be running our wave clear team against him, right? So it's not really that complicated. We just want to make sure the buffs go on right after he does the steel buffs, and we put our debuffs on right after the Griffin does the AoE stuff. So earlier in the game, you may want a manual. Well, once you're a little bit more progressed, you hit harder. Your guys just take more damage, take more punishment. It shouldn't be that big a deal. So maybe we can actually recap what I do for my F2P low spender guides for raid. We want you building tough and fast, right? So we want your guys fast and tough. That's it. So, okay, so let's get to the boss real quick. We're gonna, I think he's gonna do his steel buff first. So we're just gonna A1 right here, I think, right? Yep. Yeah, we're already dealing a lot of damage, so it's okay. We're just gonna do A1s. Make him do the decreased turn meters. Okay, we don't care about buffs right now, because he's going to take those buffs away. So we're just going to do some A1-age. Alright. So now the buffs are away. Now we can put our buffs on. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not extending the speed buff from... Alright, so now we can also put our debuffs. I think... No, he's going to transfer the debuffs right now. Okay, that's fine. Okay, now we can go heavy on the poisons. Alright. And you don't want to decrease turn meter, but decrease speed is just fine. And then just deeps, just damage. So yeah, all my guys hit hard. I'm in the end game, and then you're gonna want Ninja's explosion right there. Boom. Awesome. Right. Celestial Griffin is down. Okay, now for Dark Bay. Alright, after this, we're gonna take a look at the secret rooms, and that's it. That will be the guide. So for Dark Fae, we're taking Valerie out for Armiger. The reason why is the clones she's gonna summon, right? You just want to be able to clear them out, basically. So what we're doing here is we're gonna put it on auto in round 1, and in round 2 we're just gonna A1 or at least have the skills on cooldown, right? So a little bit of speed tuning here is gonna pay off for you. So if you can kind of speed tune, that'll be great. Speed tuning just in the sense of people going in the right order, right? So you want Haikatun to go first, do her speed boost, then you want War Maiden, put the AoE decrease defense on, and then Kale and Ninja, it doesn't really matter who goes next. Ideally, it's going to be your starter, right? So you can do the AoE nukes. Okay, so we're just going to take that off auto. Oh, I think I messed up. I think I may have messed up. Yeah, alright, so let's see. Yeah, it's possible I messed up. Okay, that's fine. I still have the AoE defense on. I still have that on. Okay. So I think it's not that bad. I don't have... Okay, so Kale is gonna cool down. Alright, so I think we'll be fine. We just don't have ninjas on cooldown. So this is what she does, right? She's gonna summon all these guys, right? And your speed booster is gonna go first. So you just speed boost, so everybody else goes first, right? So you speed boost, everybody else goes first. And we're gonna break down those defenses. Ideally, you want Kale to go next, ideally, but you know, it's fine. So yeah, starter, we're nuke. Okay, once you get the ads down, I think it's safe to auto from here. So it's really the mirror copies of your guys. They're the ones that can really take your team out, basically. So yeah, once the mirrors have been taken out, you're good to go. You're good to go on auto right there. So yeah, Dark Fae, not much of a challenge, honestly. So for most people, I think Bomel is probably gonna be the big hurdle to clear. So that's gonna be like a test of damage. And then Scarab King is really just gonna be a little bit of RNG, and also just, you know, you gotta have Valerie on your team, basically. Valerie on shield set. So how do we equip all these guys early on in the game, where it's kind of hard to get Destroy set, kind of hard to get what's her name, shield set, right? So one way is to get shield set from here, right? So preferably gloves and chest is HP for Valerie, right? And then you can also get destroy pieces there. And then I think destroy set you can farm for in, if I'm not mistaken, that's, I think, where you get War Maiden, right? Let's go take a look. So you get War Maiden in the Dreadlands, and yes, it's destroy set, right? So while you're farming for War Maiden, you may want to do stage 1, 2, and 3 just to get the top pieces, and then maybe speed boots, right? Speed boots, def chest, one of those two in destroy set, or actually even critical rate gloves. So maybe you don't really need 1, 2, and 3. Let me take that back. 1, 2, and 3 doesn't really matter. You're most likely going to get a shield because, you know, you're going to be farming a lot of stage 3s, right? A lot of people farm stage 3s for the extra silver. But yeah, you want crit rate gloves, right? 4-star, you can max that out. That's fine. 5-star would be more ideal. And then 4 or 5-star HP chest. And then 4 or 5-star speed boots. That's it. So the speed boots, you can take a 4-star speed boot. That's fine. But for crit rate, I think you're going to want a 5-star for the crit rate glove. So that's going to take a while to farm. But yeah, the reason why is you're going to need that to build your Armiger with, right? So Armiger needs to have 100% crit rate, and then be on destroy set. So yeah, if you can get the 5-star crit rate gloves, that would be great. So let's take a look at the pieces of the team. All right. Alright, so let's put my head on top of Visic's body. Why not? Alright, so let's do the F2P Trinity, right? So yeah, all my guys are pretty much built end game, but you'll get the gist. So High Katoon, you want her on all speed sets, banner with speed on it, right? So banner with speed, all speed sets, and then speed boots, obviously, right? So most of the time when you first start out the game, everybody's gonna be on speed boots, right? So that's not really a big deal. The target speed is 200 plus, so you want her at 200 plus. That's it, right? So your best speed rolls on all your gear, doesn't really matter what kind of gear. It could be flat attack, gloves, doesn't matter. As long as it has speed rolls on it, that's what you want, okay? The next one you're going to be building is your starter, right? So starter, honestly, is the first one you're building. So mine is kind of like end game-ish. So one of the things you're looking out for, once you hit, you're going to try to hit stat thresholds of 30k HP, 170 speed, and if you need accuracy, you're going to need 10 accuracy per stage, preferably over 100 for normal Doom Tower, right? You're going to need over 100 anyway because you're going to try to get the stage 16 dragons as early as you can, right? So 160 and then 200 later on, right? And then the next thing I want to show you with Kale in particular is how you're going to be building him for damage later on. So one of the key things that all the starters have is they have an extra 15% crit chance on that A2 AoE. So what does that mean? Well, that means if you're going to be building critical hit chance later on, so crit rate, you can actually just shoot for 85%. So once you get the 85% crit rate, you're good. I think mine's only at 80 even. So, War Maiden. So everybody else is going to be a lifesteal set. All right, mine is not on lifesteal set because I use her in my arena team till now. On my 3v3 arena team, she's there. So ideally for you, this is going to be lifesteal, and honestly, it's going to end up better for you because it's just going to keep her alive longer, And the stats you're looking for her with her are just exactly the same as Kale. 170 speed, accuracy 10 per stage, and then 30k HP. That's it. It's exactly the same, Okay, and then the next one you'll need to build is going to be a Valerie, right? So Valerie, I think you can get her in stage 1 if I'm not mistaken, chapter 1, I think. But yeah, she's kind of annoying to farm for, but honestly, with the way Doom Tower is right now, she probably is one of the first champs you should get or try to farm for after War Maiden. And the only books you want on her is this decreased cooldown on her A2. That's it. So it could be as much as just one extra copy of Valerie, So hopefully you get lucky and just one extra copy of Valerie will get you that book. She will need 9 books total. Yikes. So if you're kind of unlucky there and you just kind of how did I do that? There we go. If you just got unlucky there and you just got up to 9 copies, well, that's gonna suck a little bit, but there's really not much around it if you're gonna try to beat Scarab King early on in the game. So this is gonna be within the first 60 days ish, So it's very doable, but it's gonna take a little bit of effort. Shield set is basically just HP percentage gloves and HP percentage chest. That's it. That's all you need. HP percentage gloves, HP percentage chest. This could be life set. This could be one of the few times you want life set. This could be anything. Speed set. I think ideally you'd pick speed set early on in the game because you want her kind of fast, And this is gonna be speed boots. And then your top row is going to be random pieces of shield gear, So yeah, that's going to be Valerie. You want her on shield set. And then finally, so Armiger could be as low as level 50, right? So Armiger is fine at level 50. You can make a level 50 Armiger, no problem. The only thing is you're gonna have a hard time with the speed because you're not gonna have that banner, right? So having that banner is a big deal. It just makes Armiger better. But yeah, Armiger could be level 50 here, could do exactly the same thing I did earlier, right? But you want him on destroy set. That's it. So you just want Armiger on destroy set. I think another like subset you can look for with Armiger is perception or accuracy set. So that also goes for Kale and War Maiden. You probably want perception and accuracy set in there after their lifesteal, and then for Armiger's case is destroy set. Right. The only reason why is for Scarab King. That's it. You know. It's kind of terrible that you have to build him that way, which is why I think a second Armiger isn't really that far out of the question. You know. So you can build your second Armiger. That's fine, and hopefully that should be enough. Oh, what are we missing? I think we forgot to go through the secret rooms. So let's go through the secret rooms real quick. Yeah, so the waves, the only comment I can have on the waves is they did put a bunch of unkillable champs in the waves. Kind of annoying, honestly. So yeah, let's take a look right here. Okay, so first secret room is all rares, right? Rares, pretty easy. You got Kale, War Maiden, Valerie. Then you can fill it up with whatever you want. Diabolist, most people are going to have one because she's the better speed booster in the first 30 days before you get High Katoon. After you get High Katoon, not much really point in keeping her around. Next one, oh, why did I click on Scarab King? The game's kind of slowing up on me. So this secret room number 2 is pretty bad. Yeah, it's HP champs only. And really, the only HP champs early on in the game that's available to you will be something like you pull Narnhole early, you pull Coffin Smasher early, Painkeeper early, you know. These other rares right here, maybe they're okay, maybe. But honestly, who is this? This is Runic Warder. Okay, Runic Warder honestly is not that bad. Because I think he has the decrease attack. Yep. Yeah, 50% decrease attack. Only thing is, it's only a 30% chance. You can book it all the way up to, what is this? 60%? 50%? 55 if you have Sniper on. It's pretty bad, honestly. It's pretty bad. You want Coffin Smasher. You want Coffin Smasher for decrease attack. So yeah, these 3 are probably the best ones. Most people may not have it the first 60 days, so this could be a room you skip entirely early on until you get the HP champs, or if you pull a really good like carry early in the game, like Masqueraded Monster, you know, all those guys. Yeah. This one is High Katoon and the best uncommons in the game. You know, so you got Shield Guard, Zephyr Sniper, Armiger, obviously. Another one that's also Spirit is I think Elf Guard. So Elf Guard is kind of does what Armiger does. It's a 50% decreased turn meter with a 2-turn cooldown, I think. So yeah, Armiger is probably better, just all around. You just want Armiger. Armiger is better. And then for the S4, this one is also extremely simple. It's about as easy. I can argue that I think this is easier than Secret Room 1 because you can use High Katoon. And yeah, Banner Lords, High Elves, Barbarians, Sacred Order. Those are all like very deep rosters with some very strong epics in them, you know. So literally, this could just be any good pull you have early on in the game. But yeah, your core is gonna be High Katoon, War Maiden, Valerie, and Armiger, and then a filler champ, whoever it is you want to put in there. That's fine. Right. So that's it. That's how you do the secret rooms. Good luck on your Doom Tower runs, guys. Even if you're early, try to go for it. If you can't, that's fine. Focus on progression. Progression is the most important part of the game.